It's a great time to clean up any cards or extension cards, graphics cards, anything that you're going to use and reuse in the new system, like this R9 290X, and it's rather crevice full G-lid IC Vision cooler that I installed on it. It's a bit late to use the air compressor, but a can of compressed air or an air compressor does a good job of blowing stuff off. However, if you haven't, you turn the vacuum on, and should be able to suck up most of the dust from down in between the fans. A pair of tweezers, which I have in my little IT technician toolkit, down in to pluck out any bits that the vacuum won't suck out, pluck up bits of dust out of there. There was some I was left on there to show. There's a little bit there, if you see, I've plucked out with the tweezers just on the top there. It's ready to be sucked up with the vacuum. You should be able to get it all out. Obviously with this cooler we've got all those little crevices as well, where some clumps of dust can be hiding. It's a good time to clean anything that you need cleaning, that you're going to be reusing, putting back into your new system. I'm actually going to give a little talk about these. These are actually a pair of screwdrivers that I picked up from the pound shop, believe it or not, from Poundland. They are, you can see it there. Obviously they're going to be Far East, but they are chrome vanadium. You can see there, and they are no different to the other chrome vanadium Far East screwdrivers that you get on the market. They're exactly the same, even the way they fit into the handles and everything. So they are decent value for a pound now, especially for removing screws on here. Now the good thing about this is, you see that one motherboard screw all the way down there, they have to remove with the screwdriver in the Belkin set, that the IT maintenance set that I've got. It's a real, it'll get on there and it will remove it, but it's a real, it's a real pain to be working like that up close there with two fingers on a regular screwdriver. Whereas with one of these, and this is the good thing about these, like I said, they're chrome vanadium. They're exactly the same as all the other Far East chrome vanadium screwdrivers that you'll get on the market. As you can see, they're chrome vanadium. But the good thing about these for this application is that they're not magnetic tipped. They're not magnetic tipped or magnetized, which is good, so you can use them with your computer. I actually went mad on these. I bought some for the shed, I bought some for the the garage, and I think these ones I've just gone and grabbed out of the garage. I think I will buy another set for my IT box. You can see right there, it's right down on that screw, and the handle's all the way up here. So there's absolutely no messing around with the regular screwdrivers whatsoever. Real good job. I've got that there. It's undone, and all I have to do is pick it back out with the grabber. Pick that out. It makes life easier. A pound. It comes with a flathead. Comes with a flathead one as well. But you're not likely to use that very much. But it's there anyway. Well, the IT stuff does, maintenance stuff does always give you a flathead of each size in any case in the kit. So it'd be no different there, even if you don't use them. Everything's mainly Phillips or Posi drive with IT stuff, so with the screws and everything, even the hard drive screws and the the optical drive screws, everything is all still Posi or Phillips. So it's all crosshead screws. See, even the little screws on the heatsink itself, the mounting board, everything is all crosshead screws. They're all Posi or Phillips in this case here. This one's the pear shoe. The chassis screws, they're all standard size, the same screws, same size thread and screw head for these type that go in these string cards, and on most and the fan screws as well are the different thread obviously, but they're still a Phillips. So everything is Phillips. For a pound for something for a use like this, they're a brilliant buy. I'd recommend going into the Poundland and buying one. I know there's a lot of stuff that isn't that good in there, and a lot of stuff that's crap, but these are a real good, decent buy. You see the same kind of thing being sold elsewhere. It's exactly the same. Just obviously this has got the Tommy Walsh Poundland on it, and their colours, but exactly the same thing just with the different companies, coloured handle and things like that. You see them sold all the while. So for the sake of a pound for something like this, it's good to add to your IT box. Alright, put your input blank in your case once you've removed the old drive. It's a pain to fit in, they usually are, but if you don't put it in before your motherboard goes in, you'll have to take it back out again, which is an even bigger pain. I recommend you connect all your front panel headers and your any that you can reach now, like this USB 3. I've connected the CPU power, the motherboard, the main power, that can be connected when it's pushed in place, but it's certainly easier when the motherboard is up, where you can reach it to connect your headers, your reset switch, your power, or your hard drive and LED, etc, etc. Plug them in first, so you might find it easy to plug your USB cables in as well first. Once you've got any connections like the front panel and the USB and the audio front panel output, like the headphone and speaker jacks, etc, you can lay your new board in place. Make sure that you get the input and outputs of the USB ports and the audio jacks, etc, lined up properly in the against the I/O shield, and also the little stems, the gold stems or brass stems, are all lined up properly with the positioning of the board. If there is any extra holes that you didn't use for your previous board that's in place, because it is a standard, they're all built and they're all drilled in exactly the same parts, case to case. It's a standard that's carried through the ATX standard, but sometimes some boards might not have the hole here, they might go without it, and some because of the way the components are set up. This one's here as well, seems to be pretty much the same around here. Same setup was with the other board. Yeah, there's another one down there. Yep, so it's pretty much the same setup as with the other board. I say some boards might do that, the screw there, because they might have a component or a, you know, an extra chip or something there on the board. And obviously the micro ATX boards are still designed to fit, they still use the same stud pattern, but they're only half the size of the board, so they'll only use so many around that part, and they won't use so many, you know, further down. Same with the ITX as well.